Welcome to the channel. We're going to be going over another Glassdoor Stories. This is part 5. People like this type of content, so I'm going to keep on making this type of content so we could learn from other people on the job hunt and really find out what's really going on in these companies. So I already have the unemployment bowl here. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, this one looks interesting. Senior visual designer. Let's see what he has to say, or she, or they. I'm not sure anyone else is expecting this, but every job I applied for has over 100 applicants. I've applied to almost 200 with no luck. What are the chances of my resume landing in front of an actual hiring manager when hundreds of people from around the nation are applying for the same jobs and AI is the one sorting them, which is not true. Not true. Let's pause there. So an ATS system, let's break down what's an ATS system. It stands for applicant tracking systems. It's set up by a human, so your resume will be seen by a human. Oftentimes people apply to roles that they're just not a good fit for. And the recruiters set up knockout questions. So if you answer the question wrong, let's just say if a knockout question is like this: do you have experience with Unity, right? The game engine, right? And they answer no, that's a knockout question. So they get automatically sent to the rejection pile. So you got to keep that in mind when you're applying to these roles. Make sure you're an actual fit for the role and read and understand the job description. So let's kind of nip that in the bot, in the bot, in the butt right now. I don't think any of my applications, particularly the rejected ones, have been seen by a human. Why do you bother me? Why don't you bother me? I'm frustrated. Yeah, this person is super frustrated for sure. Why would they have a haha one here? That's just, yeah, that's not cool. Anyway, though, let's see what Vice President number 1 has to say about this one in particular. I don't think when you see 100 applicants that your chances exactly 1%, which is true. Evaluate the job and then for yourself evaluate whether you or the background and experience meet a certain percentage of the requirements. If the answer is that you meet 25% of the requirements, rest assured that there is someone else in the top 1%. That person or persons will get noticed. However, if you think you meet, for example, 75% or more, I don't think you would be in the heap of people that would get chronologically dismissed out of the 100 of people who apply. Of course, it's very competitive. However, I suggest just applying to jobs where you think you're at least, say, 75% or more qualified, which is completely true. 75%, let's shoot for 80% qualified, right? Because you, you got to make sure you're a good fit for the role. Remember, you're getting hundreds of people. And one of the best ways to kind of see that, I mean, on LinkedIn you have to pay to see how much people is applying to, so that's for LinkedIn Premium if you don't know how to use it well. So oftentimes you check the job posting and see when the job was posted up, right? If it was posted up for like past day, right? There's not a lot of people in there. Go in there, set up alerts. This is why setting up alerts is really key. It's a cheat code when you're on the job hunt, and apply to that sucker, right? First come, first serve. Because normally recruiters go from the last person that applied, and they start their way kind of down from there. Some recruiters do it backwards. I don't personally, I don't do that. I like to see the last person that applied and kind of go through it like that, so I see everyone's resume that's actually answered the questions right and have the skills for the role right that's in the job description, and then go from there, right? Let's see what else the president has to say. He has a lot. So now that you now that so now you have a 1 in 20 chance of getting the job, but you might have a 5 and 20 chance of getting the interview, which makes your odds much better. It's very frustrating. I'm sorry that people get discouraged when they see that stupid number on LinkedIn. Yeah, specifically see it on LinkedIn. It's discouraging. Honestly, seeing all those people, you're like, "Ah, why even bother, right?" And I feel like that doesn't really help with what's going on today in the world, right? Because there's a lot of people out of work from the video game industry, the government side of things. Tech is just taking a punch in the guts. Healthcare is actually not bad, kind of thing. It's almost chaos, almost. I think that employers also lose out because you can qualify people, see the number, and just move on to the next opportunity. Exactly. The other comment I have is that a resume is part of the elimination process. If people were able to share their personality, style, verbal communication, and tone of voice, that would be pretty awesome because you are more than just your resume. You are the total package. Unfortunately, the current systems in place don't allow really for being able to present the total package. Good luck, man or woman. That's that's exactly. Have you tried networking and follow up with hiring managers or recruiters after your application stands out? See now, consultant number one. Now that's good, but keep in mind there's a lot of job seekers doing that, and recruiters. I could attest to this. They get spammed a lot, especially on like LinkedIn. As soon as you send an application, hey, I just sent my application. I want to introduce myself. Whoa, they probably get 20, maybe 30 people like that every week, some daily, especially for those high up people, for those big companies and stuff like that. They get a lot. So it's good to kind of network, right? It's important, and you post more on LinkedIn. I know I sound like a broken record with my videos, but it helps. I did it. I That's how I landed a job in 80 days with the strategy that I have in place on posting online on LinkedIn, updating my resume and going through that, right? It's consistency. And posting on LinkedIn is the best way for you to kind of get out there and network with people in your field, talk to them. Like Calendly is free. You could just set up some time, 15, 20 minutes, and just talk with people in the industry and network. That's how you do it. And if you could kind of go to these in-person events, right? That's cool. And they also have online events as well, right? So that's one of the best cheat codes to do. I really hope this person kind of get out there, you know? They're a visual designer. They could do so much cool things with that. They could start up a YouTube page. They could put their work out there so people could see what they do. They could even do live streams talking about their work and what inspires them, right? So, people got to really think outside the job hunting box per se, because quite honestly, the game has changed. It's not 2000 anymore. We're With all this AI and what's going on with the economic state of the world, companies are kind of holding their cards. They're holding cards to their chests, right? So they're not really. It's like a seller's market. It's a seller's market, and the job seekers, unfortunately, were the buyers. So let's look over a few more. That one was a pretty good one, to be clear. Human resource manager. Okay, let's see what's going on with this one. Greetings, everyone. We are currently looking for a couple of workers. Actually, it looks like this person may be is posting up a job. Okay, cool. Hiring a couple of workers from home, a data entry clerk, personal assistant employee. You'll be able to attend to your kids or pets, avoid having to plan outfits every morning, and save on commute time and gas money. Excellent work, pay, guaranteed pay, bonuses, flexible schedule, holidays, temporary and permanent positions available, 5 days a week, weekends off. Starting rate is 25 an hour to be paid weekly or bi-weekly. That's cool. I hope this is real and not a scam, because this is kind of weird putting it here, you know? So that's be careful. Keep your third eye open when it comes to people like that, guys. It's pretty crazy. let's see if we could pull up another one because I don't want this video to be too long. Ooh, here we go. This is one I actually I don't want to report it. This is one I actually came across. Graphic designer says, has anyone experienced a hiring freeze or had a job offer rescinded due to tariffs? Wow. And that's currently what's going on in the world with these tariffs, right? It's affecting everything, especially tech, especially like video games. I talk about video games and job hunting mixed together. I'm going to talk about video games. So the Nintendo Switch, thank goodness, is not affected too badly when it comes to the console, but um those additional items that you get for the Switch, like the Joy Cons and the camera that they have, they're bumping up the price, right? Things are getting expensive because of those tariffs. Would love to know your experience. Oh, look at this guy. System engineer number one says, no, the tariffs aren't real. Okay, buddy. Okay. Medical records number one says, well, I have experienced a hiring freeze back in 2019. I'm not sure if it was due to the tariffs. I do, however, know for a fact that the hiring freeze happened during the holiday season because I had just moved to a new town and I was looking for employment at that time. No surprise there, obviously. Story of my life, I guess. Wow. I actually experienced a hiring freeze on the other side of the fence, as a recruiter, right? And it happened a few times, and that kind of said to myself, whoa, if they're doing a hiring freeze, that's A, things are not looking good. Like the people at the top kind of swing left when they're supposed to do an uppercut, if you know what I mean, and they drop the ball, right? And unfortunately, because of that, they had to do a freeze. They had to figure out where to kind of move the monies around and kind of get more profit for the company. And unfortunately, the plan that they set wasn't good. And people suffer at the lower tier, my tier, because of that, right? And they had to do layoffs. So everything happens for a reason. It's up to you to decide on how to handle it once you get that, right? That's key. And let's just read one more here from Warehouse Associate number one. Yes, me, I can't seem to land a job even though I had an interview weeks ago and haven't heard back from the manager. Is Trump making it hard to get a job? Man, this is not a politics channel, but I'm not saying he is or isn't, but tariffs are affecting how companies are moving now because, things are shifting. A lot of their if you're in like a warehouse kind of place and they have a lot of stuff going from China, it's going to get affected really, really hard. And keep in mind, like I feel like a lot of building, not like building up places like warehouse jobs, they might come back in a sense, but it's not going to be in the same capacity because with all these AIs and robots out here, we're in a new age. You gotta level up your skills and have multiple streams of income, and most importantly, multiple skills to add to not only one company, multiple companies, and people as well. It's possible, people. We're just, it's a different game. We're playing a different game these days. So I hope that was useful to you guys. It's very interesting to kind of see what's going on in the job market with these anonymous stories. I'll keep doing these as long as you guys, keep watching them. So, like, subscribe if you want to see more of this, and I'll see you in the next level.